So if you got a problem with your computer, everything you are doing is lost. So if you increase the complexity when using your computer, probably you should need some information and some training in this. And one thing that the psychiatrist thought it was, is this too much for low or medium intensity depression? Probably patients with medium intensity depression can also go to work, not with all of the skills, but with doing 50% of the work probably. And it could be a lot if your doctor says to you, you have to use this computer, this very impressive program, and you have to wear a watch or to monitorize your sleep, and probably you can transmit to the patient that this is very, very horrible. This condition is very horrible, and it could be, it was an opinion of our psychiatrists. And what psychiatrists want to be measured for the patient and provided to them includes a lot of things. It's like the King's list in the 6th of January. I'd like to have information about everything. Substance abuse, physical inactivity, sleep pattern, adherence to treatment, intake, tone, fluency, and voice modulation, cognitive function, suicide ideation, facial expression, heart rate, a lot of things. Probably because these are the different things we are checking in every visit. So we're checking, psychiatrists work with a table and a pen and without anything else. So you are checking the voice, the tone, the facial expression. Probably you are not checking about the heart rate. You should do, but we're not doing this. And if you can have a machine or a technical machine that can provide this information to you, it could be useful. But I think it's not, at the end it's not, we don't use these kind of things for making a diagnosis. We are using these kind of things, but other things as the patient explained. And the most useful thing that the clinicians, the psychiatrists told us, it was that it's useful to have an alarm when the patient is going back. Because probably psychiatrist is going to visit the patient every month or every 2 months, once every 2 months. So if you get an alarm that can show you, they can make you an advice early when the patient is going back, probably that this can help you to call the patient, just come here to the visit, and we can check that everything is going well, right? And this was one of the things that they remarked. And what does the doctor should do for the patient? What does the psychiatrist thought the doctor should do? Of course, evaluate the risk of suicide, but it was not clear who has to respond to this risk. So psychiatrists thought that probably if the patient is in risk of suicide, the system has to make an advice to the patient and send him to the hospital, not to the GP center or the psychiatrist center, and or to the GP, or if it's not very, very high, it could be used in a bad way for the patients. We got a lot of patients that commit suicide or try to commit suicide just as a manner to seek help. So if you allow them to seek help with only one button, the ambulances in Spain would be very crazy, going everywhere, because people want to have any help, any medical help, and they can call the ambulance only with one button. And we thought that it was really, really important, and we have to take care with this kind of advice. But the others should provide also sleep hygiene indications to have sleep hygiene, improve the health intake habits, and healthy behaviors. Of course, psychoeducation about medication, about the illness, about the secondary effects of the medication, trying to avoid the dropouts. General practitioners group. We had a meeting with 6 general practitioners conducted in their GP center, almost an hour talking about the health of mood, and what we thought was that it could be useful for patients. And but they thought that it would be necessary also to have health professionals behind the system, because I think they are frightened, do not have the entire skills to help these kind of people. So they ask for a clinician, a psychiatrist, or psychologist behind the system. They don't believe that a computer can help patients in this quite sensible thing, that mental health. And they thought that the system could interact with the patients, but this could have to be easy. They thought that the patients are probably more or less intelligent than they are, I think. But they thought also that it has to be very easy to increase the usability and not to allow patients dropping out from these kind of systems. And they also thought that it could be negative if the avatar promotes the social reclusion. So they thought that if the patient is interacting with the machine, probably is not interacting with familiars or with friends. So they are afraid a little bit of that. And they are very worried about financing, and they told us that if this is going to be used for preventive medicine, probably this has to be paid for the patient, not by the government. These are their opinions. And which measures they need from the avatar? Probably they told us that they want to know which conversations and how are them and how often and which is the message that they were talking with the avatar, and how many times the patients are spending in bed, if there are weight changes, if the patient is following the treatment or not, and other things like heart rate, patient habits, or emotional state. And they also need information in a very, very summarized way. They have 5 minutes for doing everything with the patient. So if you give them a checklist that they need 4 minutes to read, they only have 1 minute to treat the patient. So they want a very, very summarized information. And they told us an interesting thing about how often does the information going to be provided. And they thought that it has to be modulated the intensity of the depression. If the depression is very high, it's a very high depression, probably wants this information soon and more often than if the depression is a low or medium intensity depression. And once again, the risk of suicide, they thought that probably if the system detects the risk of suicide, the psychiatrist has to be informed, not the GP. So everybody wants that suicide is detected, but nobody wants to be the one who interact with the patient when this is happening. And what does the avatar should do? Of course, provide positive messages. Of course, allow patients to find information. And they talk about a chat that allows a chat with different patients. And this is a very interesting opinion, because today we have chats. The hospital clinic in Barcelona, they have a very interesting web page, and they allow a chat with mental ill patients. But at the beginning they controlled the chat, but it was impossible to control now, because they have a lot of information there. And at the end it's a transmission of information between patients without control of clinicians. So they are not very, very happy with that. And what about general populations? What does the patient thought about this kind of information? They thought that they have doubts about the necessity of using this technology when they are not living alone. And 90%, more or less, 90% of patients with depression do not live alone. And they also ask who's going to pay for this service. You can remember that GPs want that they pay for the services, and patients are asking who's going to pay for these services. This is different that I'm going to pay for the services. And they don't want that these kind of services replace the physician. And we know, if because there are in other countries experiences that when these kind of technologies are used, the contact with the physicians are reduced. This is good for the policymakers, so they thought that this is not good for the patients. So probably this is one of the questions we are going to deal with when we engage this treatment. And they also have doubts about the capability of the system to be empathic or to detect time. They told us that if some GPs didn't ask me about this situation, the society ideation, how is this system going to ask me about this, and is this going to be empathic with my feelings? They also thought that it could be negative because the system could create addictions. I don't know which kind of addiction, or you're going to stay every day talking with your hours. Thought this, and they were aware about diminishing social life. It's interesting because I found some publications that this kind of interventions improve social life. So it's the opposite of they thought, but they probably want information about this, but because they are aware.